All right, so the King pulled out a win over the Prince, and Mahomes also got a new deal. He is now the highest paid quarterback in the NFL, I believe. Could you explain what the deal...
yeah, go ahead.
Could you explain what the deal actually was and give us your thoughts on it? And also give us your thoughts on your two favorite quarterbacks combining for a measly 26 points.
Okay, so the Mahomes deal, what everyone needs to understand is this. They did not add years. They did not add money. So what does it mean he got a new deal? They just accelerated when he gets the money. Well, the thing was this. Mahomes' deal, everyone got the Mahomes deal wrong from the beginning. As far as they're like, oh, he only had X amount of million guaranteed. People didn't understand that Mahomes' deal had these rolling guarantees, which made it almost de facto fully guaranteed. So Mahomes' it wasn't fully guaranteed as far as like if he got hit by a truck and couldn't play football again, then they could get out of it. But assuming he was always playing, here's the reason the way it worked was in every March, his money for 2 seasons later became guaranteed. So like in March, in this past March of 2023, his salary for 2024 became guaranteed. So because of that, every year, his upcoming year's salary was guaranteed 18 months before it started, essentially. And so what they did here was they moved up a bunch of the money on the back end to these next 4 years. What they didn't do, though, was change the fact that he signed a 10-year contract that was worth $450 million. And so this does not hurt the Chiefs cap-wise, any short-term or long-term. Now, in 4 years, they are poised to have to rip the contract up, and in which case that could hurt them cap-wise. But I think what both parties are doing here, and I think it's smart, is Mahomes is getting more money up front, so people can't say anymore is the 8th highest paid quarterback. Mahomes also now gets to see over the next 4 years, all right, are you guys going to consistently spend to the cap? Are you going to make sure that I'm surrounded by all this talent around me? And then in 4 years, let me see. Have we won a couple more Super Bowls? And my number one goal is have a real chance of catching Brady, in which case maybe I don't ask for a raise. Or has Andy Reid retired and things haven't gone the way we hoped and, we're just a good, not a great team, in which case pay me my money. So that's the contract stuff, that's what happened. But the key information is no new dollars, no new years. So he's still on the 10-year, $450 million contract. Now, to the Chiefs and Jags. It should be noted that the Jacksonville Jaguars, in their last 9 games, are 7-0 against everyone but the Chiefs and 0-2 against the Chiefs. In their last 13 games, they're 9-1 against everyone but the Chiefs and 0-3 against the Chiefs. It is not an exaggeration to say that maybe the Prince gets a little nervous when he sees the King. I would imagine, if and when Bronny James makes the NBA, his first game against his, LeBron, he might be a little shaky. These, DeMonze maybe can speak to this better than I can, but I would imagine that there's sometimes some nerves when the Prince is up against the King. I think that could be the case here. Now, Trevor didn't play great in week 2, and the Chiefs' offense right now looks shaky. But here's why I feel better about this. Gosh darn it, I can never show it on camera right.
The game sucked.
This tattoo than ever before, even though they're not going to go 20-0. The Chiefs might have a great defense. Woo-hoo-hoo! Never seen that. Not with Mahomes. That defense How's Detroit's offense? They scored 31 on Seattle. How'd they do against Kansas City? 2 touchdowns. How's Jacksonville's offense? They scored 31 on Indy. They scored 0 touchdowns on KC. Chiefs defense has allowed 2 touchdowns all year. Chris Jones, training camp, who the hell needs it? The young players they drafted over the last few years are impact guys. And right now, if you listen to the national NFL commentary, Demonze, do you know what people's biggest concern with the Chiefs is right now? Take me out of it. Right now, what people are like, oh, this has looked shaky from the Chiefs. Do you know what it is?
Well, given the context, I'm assuming it's the defense that they say that there's problems with?
No. What they're saying looks shaky is the passing game. You know what? I think they're going to be okay. If the biggest concern is the Chiefs' passing game, I think they're going to be just fine. I mean, what a delight. What a wonderful spot. We're 2 weeks in. They're like, well, the defense looks awesome, and they've played really tough competition, the Lions and Jags. But what's shaky is throwing the football. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and say they're going to figure it out. And then all of a sudden, you know what we're hearing? Oh, my goodness. I don't know if they can win with these receivers. The same receivers we won with last year. Everyone's like, oh, they miss. And again, God love him, made some great plays for us. Chief forever. People are like, oh, they missed McCole Hardman. Well, you know who also misses McCole Hardman? His current team, the Jets, where he has 1 catch for 6 yards. I don't think he's been the difference. They're like, oh, they miss Juju. Really? You know who I think misses Juju? His current team, the Patriots, with his 9 catches for 61 yards. Give me a break. Give me a break. They're going to be just fine. And Mahomes, because he's a great teammate. Do you see who he went to 3 times in the first quarter? Kadarius Toney.
Yeah, no, I did notice that.
I'm not freezing you out. I'm throwing you the ball. 5 targets, 5 catches. He didn't fumble
and
once.
he even, I was about to say, and he even made a mistake pretty early on there.
Yep, and Sky Moore caught a touchdown. His first regular season touchdown after he had a big drop. So
I honestly wasn't a huge fan at the time. I'm glad the Chiefs got the dub, but that was not exactly conducive to my teaser.
What did you have on the teaser on that one?
It was Jags plus 10.5 versus the Chiefs.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was looking shaky.
It was just way too close for like the last 8 minutes of the game.
Yep. Did you freak out when the Chiefs were running out the clock?
Yeah.
And then Mahomes is scrambling around and Sky Moore breaks free wide open. It looks like he's going for a touchdown. Did you see that play?
Slanted over to the left? Yeah, I believe so.
Yes. Yeah, it looked, and then they took knees after that, but it looked like he was going to.
It was glorious, man.
The last time you had a big teaser involving the Jags, it didn't end great. That was the Dak
it was
Prescott
the Cowboys. Yeah.
Hey, thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button to get more from the show, and make sure to click the bell to get notified every time new content drops. Check out full episodes of What's Right wherever you get your podcasts, or just click the link in the description below.